Hey everyone, this is Mark from Stocks and Cash. It's March 4th, 2018. I'm here with your market update video. I'm going to show you my results from the month of February, show you what I'm currently holding, and then talk about some potential trade setups for tomorrow. So let's take a look at the SPY. You can see the SPY had a nice bullish candle on Friday, bounced off of our 100 simple moving average essentially. We fell below it. Well, first of all, we opened on it. We kind of went down and then we bounced up, just kind of getting out and over our support zone here. So while this trend line is broken, there's another trend line that's setting up, which is a downward trend line. And you can see that we didn't quite get through that. Excuse me. So while Friday's move was encouraging, there's still some cause for concern. There's some resistance here at this price level. I'm basing that off of these candles here and the 55 simple moving average. If you can kind of see that right here, lines up pretty well with those candles. So I'd really like to see a close above that 55 EMA, this support zone, and breaking out of this downward trend line. If we do, then I would say that we're starting to turn bullishly. So what you can see from the last major sell-off, we put in a lower low here, a higher low, but then a lower high. Sorry, a higher low. So we could potentially be starting this type of pattern here, where we're making higher highs and higher lows, and getting back to our all-time highs here at 286.63. Again, whether that plays out or not is yet to be seen. It's possible that we could get rejected tomorrow, not close above these levels, and continue on the downtrend and test these lows back here, from early February. So we'll see what happens. The MACD is still kind of bullish. It's pretty much right on the line. Stochastics are bearish. RSI is slightly bullish. So kind of at an indecision point right now. There's not a whole lot that I'm looking to get into, right off the bat tomorrow, but there are some potential trade setups if we break out. So we'll talk about those shortly. Let's take a quick look at the Qs. So you can see that the Qs opened right about at our support zone. We touched the 55 EMA, bounced up, and we've closed above our moving averages. So again, the Qs are looking pretty healthy, still a little healthier than the SPY. We hopefully will keep on going, but again, we still have that descending trend line that we've kind of established over the last few days that we need to kind of pop through and see if we get to back to our all-time highs. We got rejected here a few days ago. Let's see if we can get back through and actually break through it and continue on. And again, we had a low here, a higher, well, I guess it's not really a higher low, and then we put in it wasn't a higher high, it was a lower high essentially, and then we have a higher low here. So what we want to see next is a higher high above these two peaks. If we do get through there, then we'd be looking at potential targets of 176.50 and 183.74. So we'll see if we can get through this zone here, and if we do, then those two targets will come into play. But first we need to actually break through the 171 zone here. So now I'll show you my earnings for September. Kind of a mixed bag. Started off with a bang here back in early February. 104%. This is percentages, not dollar values. 104% on these IWM puts. Had a misstep with MasterCard, minus 60. This is a really disappointing trade. I'm trying to keep my losses small and my winners big. So, something to learn from here. That was not a wise trade. But, this one was a good trade. I had some other good ones. Coors, almost 76%, almost 55% on MasterCard later on in the month. And then we had these unfortunate trades here, these 5 trades with some pretty major losses in terms of percentages. Minus 39, minus 50, minus 40 essentially. If you look at the chart around 221, 223 time frame, let's go back to the SPY. That was kind of our false breakout. Things were starting to look like we were moving up ahead, moving on out. We had this gap up on the 26th, and then all of a sudden we rolled over. I basically got caught with my pants down, for lack of a better expression. I was in calls thinking we were going to keep on riding up, and we ended up reversing. So I took those losses, unfortunately, but I was nimble. It was kind of a mixed bag towards the end of the month there. But to show you my current holdings, looking really good. 63, 50, 42, 88, 17, and 8. Those are all on puts. On the SPY, Disney, Honeywell, LNG, and Facebook. So, basically made up the losses from February already in March. And the only thing I'm holding right now are SPY calls. I bought them on the close of, I think I bought them on the close of the first. What did I say here? Yes. So bought them at the close of the first around here. So I'm about flat because of some time decay on those calls, but I'm going to hold them for a little bit, see if we break through here. If we don't, if we get rejected, I will probably get rid of them. Or maybe at least allow a test of the 100 again if there is some more downward action. But certainly if we break below the low of Friday's candle, I will definitely get out of those calls and reevaluate, the direction I want to get into. Now, I don't have any bearish trades setups for tomorrow. I'm looking at the markets kind of rallying and breaking through these resistance levels. We'll see what happens, but that's my perspective on the market. So let's take a look at some of these potential plays for tomorrow. So we have STX, Seagate. Despite the recent kind of pullbacks in the market, Seagate's been very strong. It's been riding up its 8 exponential moving average, which, as I said, stocks generally like to follow their 8 EMA. They don't like to get too far away from it. Seagate has pretty much followed that pattern. It's looking pretty strong. I may nibble on a couple calls tomorrow, see if we can get up to our recent all-time highs here of 56.56. If we do burst through there, 59.4 and 63.05 would be the next two targets. So I'm getting cautiously on here. But the nice thing about Seagate is that it's been moving up slowly. If I had to put a stop in at the low of this candle, it's not a whole lot of risk. It's about, it's almost $2. We're at 54, and I'm saying it could go up to 63. So, it's a $2 risk for about a $9 gain if we reach target 2. So to me, that's a worthwhile risk to reward. It has the 8 EMA support and the low of this candle, and it's also through the retracement zone here based on this move from here to here. So I actually need to go ahead and change the support zone based on the new fibs that were drawn. Zoom in a little bit. Oh, you know what? I'll do that later. But the point is that, originally I had fibs drawn from here to here. That's what this yellow box was. Now the fibs are from here to here, and that box needs to get redrawn, to between the 62% and 38% retracement levels on the fibs. So STX looking pretty strong, something I'm willing to look into getting into tomorrow as long as the market is relatively strong at open. Let's take a look at JWN, which is Nordstrom. Huge bullish candle on Friday. Now the thing about these huge candles, when a stock has a huge move like this, in my experience, I don't usually see a whole lot of continuation through. Sometimes it can happen, but we had a big bullish candle on the 23rd, and we just kind of pulled back. So I'm cautiously optimistic on JWN, on Nordstrom. We'll see what happens. We've rebroached this breakout level of 52.93. Let's see if we have some continuation up. I don't think this would be a 5-minute buy for me. This would be something I would probably get into at the end of the day, just again because of how big that move was. But if we do stay above this level here into the close, then I might buy a couple calls, see if we get to 54.79 or 57.19 as the second target. Last potential trade, this is something that might be worth getting into early in the day, is Netflix. Netflix has been very strong. This is the pullback that the market saw, and then it's just kind of rallied up for the most part. It was sideways when the market overall was down, last week. So had a big bullish candle on Friday, looking strong. I would be a little cautious only because this is the first target based on the fib extension. So now we're getting into target 2. So you'd want to scale into a small position if you do decide to get into Netflix, and your target would be 320 basically, 319.57. MACD is bullish slightly. If we get another big move like this, MACD will start turning up some more. And stochastics are overbought rather, and RSI is bullishly also overbought. But these things can stay in these overbought positions as you can see back here and still move up. So not too concerned there. But I do think Netflix is a strong play, especially if if the markets cooperate tomorrow. Now let's look at a couple stocks that are setting up for potential breakouts. Micron, you see we kind of almost came up and touched the breakout zone of 49.89, essentially $50. Pulled back a little bit, had a big strong candle on Friday. If we get a close above 50, this one's looking pretty strong. It's been consolidating for a while and has a potential to break out and run. So 52.95 would be the first target, and 56.75 would be the second target. Let's take a look at Activision. Also potentially breaking out. We failed a couple days ago, moved down a bit on Thursday. Friday had a nice big candle, and MACD is bullish. The stochastics are overbought a bit. RSI is looking strong. Volume was pretty decent on Friday. If we get a close above 74, about $75, then I see targets of 78 and 82. But looking for a nice strong close above this breakout level here. Let's keep an eye on Activision. And let's see. Two more potential trades here. LULU. We've been watching this one for a while to see if it'll break out. It kind of did on Friday, just barely kind of got over there, closed above 81.80. Let's see, what was the actual close? 82.07, so we're about almost 30 cents above this breakout level. Again, if the markets cooperate, this might be one you could get into on a 5-minute candle. Let's see what the first 5-minute candle does. If we get a close above that 5-minute candle, go ahead and buy some calls. Put your stop at the low of that first 5-minute candle. That's where you'd get out, and see if this thing can run up to 86 or even potentially 92 if the markets cooperate. It's about a $10 gain. The low on Friday was 79.36, so you'd be risking about $2.50 for about a $10 gain, so about a 5-to-1 ratio. It depends what your tolerance is. $2 is kind of a lot for me anyway. Given that I'm trying to keep my losses small, so it's something I would have to kind of take a look at tomorrow, see how the market is behaving when it opens. I'm not sure if I'll get into this one or not, but it's certainly something to keep your eye on if it fits your trading plan. And then lastly, MasterCard. This one I've enjoyed trading, although I had that one bad trade. Overall, I've done pretty well with it. 177.18. It had a breakout, pulled back with the market, had a strong bounce basically off of our fib retracement levels. And if we get back above 177.18, this one could run from up to 182 or even 190. So I'm definitely liking MasterCard right now. But this is something I would get into, again, if we closed above 177.18 and got back to these breakout levels. That's about all I have for tonight. Hope everyone had a great weekend, and good luck trading tomorrow. Feel free to leave any comments you'd like or questions in the comment section. Take care.